Boom. Yeah, up a little bit more. Hey, everybody, how you doing? My name is Tim Black. Make sure we good. Make sure. Hey, I'm Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black at Night Show. Thank you for tuning in, folks. Let me make sure we're all good and set to go. Make sure the audio's good because it is Thursday. And we got to end the week with a bang, right? So let me make sure everybody's good on Facebook, on Periscope, and on YouTube. Let's do that right now. Okay. Ginger Liberty. Hey, Ginger, how you doing? What's up, Rose? How you feeling, Rose? What's up, Cher? Dion. Brendan. What's up, Brendan? How you doing, man? What's going on? Mark. Sherry in the house. Dolores. Hey, Dolores. Lisa. Jason. Let me know if the audio's good, if the audio's loud. Super good, said Cher. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, I made some changes, guys. You know, we had to keep working to make it sound good, man. Keep working. Facebook says we're good. Let's check with YouTube, right? Let's make sure, because sometimes different things work on different platforms. So my YouTube people, Karen up here, Dap, the E-Vegan. What's up, Dap? Fred Murphy and Colin Eagle and DeWeek and Buck. What's up, Buck? And Ricky and Kathleen and Nicholas. Liquid Swords, number 12. Not your, like, Liquid Swords, number 12. Like, forget all the other numbers, right? Number 12 is where it's at. Tsunami's in the house. Sounds good, says Kiba. Audio's good, says Dap. Mars Pluto. Joe Rodriguez. Thank you. Colin Eagle, Karen Mitchell, Kathleen, Amars, Ellen, Reverend Marie. What's up, Rev? How you doing? And Heather. Heather, how you doing? Fred, always. Jilly, Bud Rollins in the house. And we are all set to go, guys. Thank you so much. I will be coming back. Oh, before we do it and go any further, let me give it up for my Patreon supporters, man. People that are giving to the show. Thank you guys for putting your money where your eyes and your heart are. I appreciate you supporting this show. Give it up for Spiritual Humanist. Spiritual Humanist is these are my new Wolfpack members. Spiritual Humanist, Brandon. I don't want to say last names on people who haven't done it publicly. Okay, but I will say first names. Stephanie, Rob, Tina, Durl, Charles, JB, Jaballs, J-Balls, I don't know that. Sally, Patricia, Ed, Christine. I think I got these already, but let me make sure. Soma, Googie, Roy Lover, Bonnie, Sarah, and Carmel. All right? Thank you so much for becoming Wolfpack members. You are official. Remember, guys, I'm giving away bumper stickers, and I'm giving away, look, so I'm not just going to be sending out bumper stickers. I'm sending out more than just that. If you are a $5 a month Patreon supporter of this show, I've ordered bumper stickers, and I got some other stuff that I want to send to you just to thank you for joining. If you are a $5 a month Patreon person or a $5 a month Wolfpack person, or if you are a person that does it by PayPal, I got people that have been giving via PayPal because they don't want to be locked in. So if you've ever given me more than $5 on PayPal, hit me up, send me your address so I can send you out the bumper stickers and a couple other things I want to give to you. Because I want to show you, I want to make sure that you know how much I appreciate you. Now, you've been showing that you appreciate what I do and you respect what I do. Well, I want to let you know I respect your viewership and I respect you being a part of this community. So that's what's up, all right? All right. Oh, man, what a day. You guys ready to talk about it? Let's talk about it. All right, so I got 4 topics I want to hit tonight, okay? CNN had a panel. You know how CNN panels go, right? They get these people in the room. I don't know where they get the people from, but they get the people in the room, and they ask them questions, and we freak out over their responses, or we get upset, or we brush it off, whatever. So they did that again. This time it's about Donald Trump. Van Jones went and talked to some folks in Pennsylvania. So we're going to talk about that. I got a clip for it. Bernie Sanders was in Washington, D.C., and he gave a speech. I got a portion of the speech where he talked about Medicare for All. Medicare for All is the most popular topic. That, climate change, Medicare for All, right up there. So let's take a look at that. We'll have a conversation about Bernie Sanders on Medicare for All. Elizabeth Warren is going to do Elizabeth Warren type things. She's been pulling on, ripping and roaring Elizabeth Warren in the ratings and the polls, according to some of the polls, right? I know some of us don't trust polls. Some polls are better than other polls. Some polls only ask people with landlines. It's crazy, but I think Elizabeth Warren is doing better than she was doing before. I think we can all agree with that. Well, she was recently asked a question about Donald Trump. Her answer was less than satisfactory for me. I don't know about you, but I'm going to share my thoughts and I'm going to share the clip. All right. But our lead story tonight is a big story. It's about the second primary debate that's going to be scheduled at the end of the month, folks. This is huge, all right? So we know who's going to be in the primary debate. We know who's going to be paired off. All of that will be discussed right here, right now, because I'm really into this, guys. I know I'm anticipating some stuff's going to go down, okay? Some stuff is going to go down in this primary debate. If it's anything like the last debate, except at least the second night, we know there's going to be, how can we say it? There will be blood, and there will be a spillover, and some people will get a bump, and you best believe some people really need a bump. And some people, well, this will be their swan dive, so to speak. This will be their exit, stage left, heavens to Murgatroyd. If they don't do extremely well. I mean, they need to do something cataclysmic. Oh, yeah, that's one of them $3 words. I can't remember the last time I said cataclysmic. Anyway, okay, so I got a clip for it. Guys, primary debate number 2. Here's the announcement.
After the candidates submitted their qualifications, the 20 candidates that will be debating in Detroit. Let me read the list to you. Michael Bennet, the senator from Colorado, former Vice President Joe Biden, Senator Cory Booker, Governor Steve Bullock of Montana. After the candidates submitted their qualifications, the 20 candidates that will be debating in Detroit. Let me read the list to you. Michael Bennet, the senator from Colorado, former Vice President Joe Biden, Senator Cory Booker, Governor Steve Bullock of Montana, Mayor Pete Buttigieg, Julian Castro, the former cabinet secretary, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, Maryland Congressman John Delaney, Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand of New York, Kamala Harris, the senator from California, former Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper, Washington State Governor Jay Inslee, Senator from Minnesota Amy Klobuchar, former Texas Congressman Beto O'Rourke, Tim Ryan, the congressman from Ohio, Bernie Sanders, senator from Vermont, Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts, Marianne Williamson, the author, and Andrew Yang, the businessman. Those are the 20 candidates who have qualified for this next round of debating.
And 10 of them will debate on the first night. 10 of them will debate on the second night in Detroit. Tell us a little bit more about who made the stage for the first time and who didn't make it.
Right. So 20 candidates debated in Miami a few weeks back in June in the first series of debates. There's one big change that you see on that screen, and that is Montana Governor Steve Bullock. He is now going to be participating in these debates in Detroit. He had not made the debate stage in Miami. Eric Swalwell, as you know, the congressman from California, has dropped out. There was some question, looking at all the public polls available, if indeed Bullock may have knocked out Swalwell from making the Detroit debate stage, but that tiebreak never had to happen, Wolf. Swalwell dropped out of the race. That opened a slot for Bullock. The rest of the field is as it was in Miami. And of course, now the big question is, well, who debates whom?
Man, that guy was almost too excited about the debates, wasn't he? Almost too excited, man. And don't get me wrong, I like excitement, but it just seems, I don't know, he's really giddy. I mean, this guy really lives for this stuff. You may remember a guy by the name of a journalist by the name of Tim Russert. Now, I remember Tim Russert was the same way. His eyes would dance when he talked about politics. And this was back when I wasn't really paying that much attention, but there were people who covered politics whom I admired. And so my fondness for Tim Russert has nothing to do with his ideology, just to do with the way he delivered the news. And I thought he really cared. He used to do Meet the Press. So my condolences to the family. It's been a long time, man. Just nostalgic, so to speak, guys. Tim Russert. So tonight we see the change, right? The big change was Eric Swalwell is out, and in is Bolton, Seth something, right? Look, kind of interesting that they would mention that Eric Swalwell would have lost his slot anyway. Yes, things are becoming a little bit more clear now. Maybe Swalwell suddenly decided he had a conscience and wanted to drop out when he realized he was going to be pushed out anyway. Yeah, like, if he knew he wasn't going to make it, isn't it more embarrassing to get pushed out? So he's like, no, let me come up with a reason, you know? Like you're in a race with somebody and you fake pull a hamstring, you know? Oh, he's going to beat me. Oh, God. Hold on. Oh, man, I was just about to win too, man. It's hamstring. All right. That's what people do. They pretend, you know? Swalwell was out here picking fights with people. Then when they're about to knock him out, he'd be like, hey, somebody grab me. Hold me back. Somebody hold me. All right, let me at him. All right, so as he mentioned, it's not just about who's going to be in the debates. It's also about who is going to be on what night of the debates. And guess what, guys? We have it, so let's talk about it.
and the candidates submitted their qualifications, the
Booyah. All right, so first night is going to be Marianne Williamson up against Ryan. Oh, man, what is Ryan still doing in this race? Klobuchar, Buttigieg, Sanders and Warren, O'Rourke, Hickenlooper, Delaney, and Bullock. So let's just look at that first night and look at what we got there. We have Sanders versus Warren. And then we got O'Rourke. And we got Buttigieg. Interesting stuff, guys. So what does this mean? What do we glean from this new situation, this new lineup we have here? Well, guys, I'm going to tell you something right now. Of the first night, I can tell you who must have a strong night. Beto O'Rourke. Yeah, if Beto O'Rourke doesn't have a strong night, he might as well just pack it up, save some time, save all of us the energy of watching him, and just watch him, this is embarrassing at this point. This guy, Beto O'Rourke, was once thought to run away with this thing. People were making bets that Beto O'Rourke was going to be that guy. And now Beto O'Rourke is not that guy. He's a guy not even sitting next to that guy. I mean, it's really something else to watch, the dissension of Beto O'Rourke. If he doesn't have a good night, guys, once again, if he doesn't do something stellar, he has to do something outstanding, or it's a wrap for Beto O'Rourke. He won't be able to raise the money that he needs to raise. And it's not so much about where he's polling as it is the enthusiasm level. Like, if you're going upwards, if you are ascending, you can still raise money. If you are descending, which is what Beto O'Rourke is doing and what Joe Biden is doing, more about him later, then it's do or die for you. Every time out is do or die when you are going the wrong direction. So I think that's very important. But we all, of course, besides that, we're all waiting to see what's going to happen with him and Buttigieg, because Buttigieg wants to knock out Beto O'Rourke. He wants Beto O'Rourke out of his space. That's what I think needs to happen, or I would think that would be the strategy of a Buttigieg. But due to, I would say sort of like I think a quiet arrogance about Pete. I think Mayor Pete has a lot of confidence that he can do well in these debates. I think. And you know what? I think actually that Pete is a stronger candidate than Beto O'Rourke, just based on the way that they deliver, the way that they are in these debates. I mean, Beto basically embarrassed himself with the pandering speaking Spanish thing, and then he got cornered, and I don't think he did so good last debate. So anyway, the point is, it's a big night. It's a super big night for Beto, and we're going to see what Pete Buttigieg, how he handles Beto. But what we really want to tune in for is Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. Now, of course, guys, I want to see nothing more. I would love to see nothing more to see Bernie Sanders really lay in Elizabeth Warren about all of a sudden coming up with all these progressive ideas now that she's running for president. Some of these ideas, or most of these ideas, or 99% of these ideas, where were they in 2016? The country needed these issues in 2016, so where are they? It seems like a fabrication. And when I hear her talk, it sounds very much like an echoing of Bernie Sanders. Now, there are people saying this the other way around. I'm not seeing it. I want to see Bernie Sanders be more aggressive with Elizabeth Warren. And look, I get it. I'll probably not get exactly what I want because I'm an aggressive guy, right? That's my nature, to go after what I want. I don't take much counsel. So I either win or I lose a lot. It's pretty plain to see if I lost or won something. But I know that it's a delicate walk for Bernie in a way where he didn't want to be vilified for going after Elizabeth Warren. Remember, it's always at play. We always had these issues at play about the sexes, about identity politics and all this stuff, and political correctness. But I like the tack that Bernie's been taking lately, where it seems like he just doesn't give a damn anymore. And that would be good. That's the way I want him to be. I want him to be aggressive. I want him to be no holds barred. I want him to say, look, we're in this to win this. And we didn't come to play games. But the bottom line is they're at the top. So if you're the two guys at the top, no gender specific here, if you're the two people at the top, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, all you can do is wound one another. And I think it'll be more Elizabeth Warren playing defense instead of offense. I'd like to see Bernie be more aggressive, so hopefully he'll be more aggressive in this debate. As for the rest, John Delaney, I don't know why John Delaney's still in this. He's giving money from his stash of money. He's a business guy. He's giving his own money to his campaign to make it seem more viable. I don't think John Delaney has a lot of support. I'm wondering how he made the debates. I'm wondering how Tim Ryan made the debates. At this point, Tim, after his last performance, when Tulsi Gabbard ate his lunch and chewed it for him, I'm not so sure it makes a whole lot of sense. But I have friends in Ohio that like him, who don't like me so much right now for calling Tim Ryan out. And you don't think I noticed, but I noticed, man. I know I'm a hard person to be friends with because I really don't play by rules, guys. But it doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means I can't let our relationship or our friendship stop me from saying what I got to say. I'm an outsider, and I will stay on the outside calling this stuff out. Back to the first night. John Delaney, what have you done for me lately? Marianne Williamson, hey, I thought we were going to talk. Hopefully we can still fit something in. I'd really love to know what's going through your mind right now. Did you even think you'd be doing this right now? Going to the second night of presidential debates. It's interesting. All right, guys. Night number 2. Let's see what's up for night number 2. Night number 2 is Bennett. I don't even know why Bennett's in it. Gillibrand, Castro, Booker, Biden, Harris, Yang, Gabbard, Inslee, and de Blasio. Okay, so just looking at this list, gosh, guys, this is there are people here. I think this is this is a stronger night. Of course, I'm a Bernie fan, and I want to see the matchup between Warren. But I think there's a lot more possibility of pain on this second night, and then let me explain why. I got a feeling that Cory Booker's going to get his card punched on this night. Guys, I took some time out of my day today and I watched a Washington Post live stream funded by Bank of America, the same one I covered yesterday of Bernie Sanders. This one featured Cory Booker, and I got to tell you guys, listening to Cory Booker talk is nothing but platitudes and hot air. And look, I like what he did with the First Step Act. I supported the First Step Act. I know there are a lot of people who didn't because they had Trump. It happened under the Trump administration. But people have been working on a First Step Act for longer than one presidential administration, okay? They wanted it under Obama as well. They've been working on this. So barring that and the work that Cory Booker's done on criminal justice reform, I don't got a lot of love for Cory, and I got a problem with the way he presents his arguments. They're always framed in just about love and gratitude and all of this stuff. It just seems very weak. Dude, you need to be fighting for the people. I think this night, the second night, will be a reckoning for Cory Booker. And I think worse things could happen to you, Cory, than you finding out that at least not for another decade, you're really not ready to be running for president. That's just how I see it. And it's not the worst thing in the world. How many people get to become senators? You were mayor of a huge city, Newark, and then now you're a senator. I mean, who gets to do that? So, I feel bad, but I got to tell you, man, you're wasting your time. And this is... If what you did on Today Live on the Washington Post is any indication of how you're going to rock in the debates, it's just a waste of time for you. I'm sorry. That's how I see it. I'm also looking at Gillibrand. I'm thinking pretty much the same thing. I think Gillibrand could definitely have a post in the administration. She's going to play it careful. She's not going to do anything to hurt herself, which means she's not going to set herself up to win. See, here's the thing. There are people in this who just want to get a job. And if you're in this to get a job, you're going to be careful not to tee off the headliners because they're the ones that would give you a job if you were offered a job. So you're going to walk on eggshells. You're going to be very careful the whole time, which means you're not going to have an opportunity to stand out anyway. So basically what I'm saying is walk it off. It's a wrap. Because if you're unwilling to take chances and call out the big dogs and go head to head, you never really crush through. That's why people like Andrew Yang are dangerous. But will Andrew Yang rise to the occasion? See, I seriously doubt there will be a mic problem this time, Yang Gang. So unless it's just crazy, right? Unless people are just brazen. So look, there will be no excuses. There will be no exceptions. It was time for Andrew Yang to step it all the way up. And I would love to see him do it. I would love to see him wreak havoc on neoliberals and prove that he's not one. Because I'm sort of on the fence about really what he is, what he's doing. I mean, anybody can put anything on the website is what I'm saying. Anything. All right. Let me jump back over here. I kind of forgot who else I wanted to comment on. There's a couple other people. Okay. Oh, Biden, Kamala Harris. Look, come on, guys. Come on, man. Like, that's what I wanted to say, guys. Come on, man. Come on. You know, I was about to comment on Julian Castro. I was about to comment on him and say, you got to look out for this guy. This guy is a silent killer, man. He's a knockout artist. He's not to be trifled with. In fact, that's what's going to help Beto, is not having to be in the same night with Castro. I mean, who Beto had to skateboard behind to get that done? But come on, they got Kamala Harris going up against Joe Biden. Now, I told you guys what was going to happen. I told you that Kamala Harris is going to be on the hot seat. I believe that's going to happen. So, look, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I want to hear Kamala Harris have to defend her prison record, her prosecutorial record. Come on, bring it on. Make it happen. I want to see the finger wagging and all the attitude and have that same energy when you were calling out Joe Biden. I want you to be as this is deliberate as you explain the truancy laws. And oh, please, please, somebody bring up Steve Mnuchin. There are some people who are delusional enough to think that it's wrong to call out these Democrats. They just rather wait until one of them wins and then Trump does it for you. Because Trump will be calling everything out. All right. Anybody else I missed, guys? Let me check the comments section real quick. Who'd I miss? I know I didn't get everything. There's some stuff there I could have commented on. Somebody said Andrew Yang's going to walk out in front of his podium. What's he going to do when he gets in front of the podium? This I want to hear. It scrolls too fast. I'm sorry. Look, like I said, I want to see Yang do something. Do it, Yang. You on the stage. Someone's calling out Mike Gravel and how Mike Gravel won't be in the debates, and that is a sad day. See, Mike Gravel would have called it out. Now, I didn't forget about Tulsi Gabbard. It's just in the back of my head, like, what can Tulsi Gabbard do? Like, everyone's on notice that the last thing they want to do is step out on dumb rhetoric concerning war with Tulsi Gabbard in the room. Tulsi Gabbard is not to be trifled with when it comes to foreign relations, the Middle East. So watch people to be very, very eggshell walking when it comes to Tulsi Gabbard and anything related to that. But what does Tulsi Gabbard, what should she be focused on? Well, we already know. Getting that talk time up. Be aggressive, Tulsi Gabbard. This is your night. I need Tulsi Gabbard to show up 100%. She did a great job last time. I need her to continue that. Maybe she takes on Kamala Harris. Maybe she set the stage for it already. Maybe me saying, hey, Tulsi, what you doing jumping in between Joe Biden and Kamala Harris was Tulsi Gabbard's strategic way of setting herself up to go in and knock Kamala off. Hey, if I'm wrong and that was a strategy, and I'm, you know what? There are some L's we would be happy to take. Remember, I'm in this for us. I'm in this for my kids, my grandkids, your grandkids, your cousins, your nephews. If that happens, I'd love for it to happen. Hey, man, I'd love to. Would you rather be wrong or right? If you're right, the world ends. If you're wrong, everybody lives, but you're wrong. I'd like to be wrong, please. Y'all feel me? Oh, man. Buck Bewley says he makes a challenge to the Wolfpack to light up the Super Chats. Thank you, Buck, for a Super Chat, man. I appreciate you, and I'm glad I noticed. We had a great night of Super Chats the other night, a couple nights ago. I got to make sure I scroll up, so I'm going to make sure Super Chat, total check. Total check, all right? All right, guys. I don't want to stay on that subject too long because I could really talk about this for a long time. I mean, Amy Klobuchar, what's Amy Klobuchar still doing in this race? Folks, I don't know. Maybe she doesn't want to go back to Minnesota. Maybe Al Franken, the ghost of Al Franken, is lurking around the halls of Minnesota and the streets of Minnesota. I don't know. Here's the reason why. In Minnesota, where Philando Castile was murdered, I think it's Minnesota. St. Paul? De Blasio. That's something we need to talk about briefly. De Blasio. Expect Bill de Blasio to be more of a tool than he was the first debate. And he was very effective. He was effective enough to make me go, I'm not saying I like him. I'm not saying I like what he talked about. But I'm saying he made sure his voice was heard. Maybe it's because he's 6'8". He's Shaq size. So, he's Julian Castro short, Pete with Buttigieg is short, everybody's short. Anyway, we'll see. Corey wouldn't mix it up with him. Keeps talking about play football. Anyway, I expect Bill de Blasio to be a jerk. But he's going to be forceful and aggressive. I think that's it, guys. All right. Let's go on to Elizabeth Warren. Now, you know Elizabeth Warren, always, guys, I'm always looking at Elizabeth Warren and wondering if I can trust her. I'm wondering if she is worthy of our support. And I'm coming up on the side of a nail on Elizabeth Warren. And I know others are feeling her. They think that she's great. I've seen people who I thought were very serious in their analyzing of candidates in their commentary. And well, let me keep it real. I don't really watch the commentary. What I do is watch Twitter. When I see people on Twitter, so I've seen members of different, like TYT, like Emma, big-time supporters of Elizabeth Warren. I saw Anna Kasparian was a big supporter of Elizabeth Warren. Now, I don't know, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just the way it seems. It's almost like never Bernie, anyone but Bernie. But then people hedge their bets with Bernie because they realize that Bernie's going to be pushing a lot of traffic. See, people need to recognize there are people hedging their bets on Bernie only because they realize it's good for their bottom line. It's the same thing people do with Trump. There are people who can't stand Trump, but they hedge on Trump because what? Because it's good for the bottom line. All right? So let's keep it a little bit real. I put out a video about Tulsi Gabbard and about Bernie Sanders and how we need to work together. Some people are really playing games. But back to Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren did something the other day that sort of solidified, sort of verifies, clarifies why I feel the way I feel about Elizabeth Warren. I want to share it with you.
American against American, that somehow I just think what the president has said is appalling. And he's trying to stir up as much hatred and dissension in this country as possible because it serves his political ends. He thinks if he can set American against American, that somehow he prospers. But I'll tell you this, the United States suffers.
Is the president racist?
Look at his remarks. He's made racist remarks, and he's been racially hateful to people. That's what matters.
But is he racist?
I don't have to look at his heart. That's not the point. He behaves. Look at what he's done. It's racist. What he's done over and over and over. It's not the first time.
Okay. All right, so this is one of those conversations. We need to have it. Now, You know where I stand on this, guys. If you don't, if you follow me on Twitter at RealTimBlack, you know where I stand because I sent out a tweet, including this video, that a lot of people looked at it, okay? And a lot of people commented on this. Got a lot of likes and a lot of love, a lot of retweets. Here's the thing, guys. Elizabeth Warren has shown herself to be too wishy-washy for me on several issues at several key moments. It's not just this video. But we'll start with this video. Elizabeth Warren was asked if Donald Trump was racist. Now, she was asked that question because it's in regards to him making the comments about the congresswomen who have been, been disrespectful, in his opinion, towards Nancy Pelosi. And he said if they don't like America, they need to go back to the country they came from. Go back to where you came from. Something that has been a racist trope said particularly to black people in this country is longstanding, but it's been said to other brown people. Very rarely do people tell white people go back to Sweden or go back to Australia or go back to Norway or go back to Germany. It's always for the brown-skinned people that they use this thing. And for people that don't know this, maybe you're new, you're a millennial or whatever's next after that, a Generation Y or whatever. Maybe you don't understand this, but this is a long-standing tradition in America with bigots who use this type of language. So Elizabeth Warren in that video, she wouldn't say that Trump's racist. She won't call it, I don't know, his words are racist. Look, it's time we stop doing this. I did it for a while too. I tried to think too much. Stop thinking. How can I say this? There was a time, 6 months ago, I probably wouldn't have called Donald Trump racist. 6 months ago, I wouldn't have called Donald Trump racist. I would say Donald Trump is using racist tactics in order to inflame his base, to enrage his base, to get his base pumped up, to help him politically. I would have said something like Elizabeth Warren said. But I would have said it because I wouldn't want to give Trump the ability to play victim, like we're name-calling him. We're calling him racist. Now he gets to go, oh, no. Oh, no. And his supporters get to go, oh, Tim Black's mean to Donald Trump. He calls Donald Trump racist names. How do you really know if he's racist? I saw a picture with him with Mike Tyson. How would you know he's racist? He was in a rap song by the Wu-Tang Clan. What that got to do with how you feel about black people? You can hang out with people and still think you're above them. What's that mean? You can sleep with a person of a different color and not really like everybody that's that color. I mean, it's an individual relationship. It has nothing to do with how you feel about the group. And racism is about feeling superior to other groups. Here's the thing, guys. I had to learn, and I recently came to this conclusion. I need to stop thinking that I control all things. I need to stop pretending in my head that what I think and what I say will change the history or the future of this country. What I mean by that is me not calling Donald Trump a racist won't change Donald Trump and it won't change his supporters. They're going to still think what they think. So you know what? As long as Donald Trump says racist garbage, he gets to be called the thing that he is proving himself to be. I don't have to try to take the high road or be conservative or be gracious and not name call. Screw that. That's gone. Look, if you open your door every day and you yell obscenities at your neighbor, if your neighbor wants to call you a jackass, you've earned that. You may not really be one. You could have Tourette's. You could have some condition that makes you curse at people. But it's not up to your neighbor to know that. All your neighbor knows is that you're the guy that yells obscenities out your freaking door every day. All right? I don't got time to do mental gymnastics about why you do what you do. And if it's a strategy, well, your strategy is racist, which makes you racist. See, good people don't do racist things. And it's worse with Trump because what a lot of his supporters and a lot of people who call themselves progressive, what they're saying is it's three-dimensional chess, which would mean that Donald Trump's not really racist. He's none of these things. He's just using it to get what he wants, which in my opinion is worse than if he really was. That's where I come up on this. So back to Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren is weak. Elizabeth Warren's playing politics. I don't think Elizabeth Warren is doing it like I was doing it. I didn't want to encourage Trump supporters, and I didn't want to give people the ammunition to say they're progressives, and I feel like I am of the progressive community, that we are just badgering and beating up and labeling people. But enough's enough, Elizabeth. If you can't come out and call Donald Trump a racist, then how are you going to fight the big oil companies or big Wall Street or big sugar or the prison industrial complex or the military industrial complexes and all the other complexes, the herpes complexes, all the other stuff we got going on, that we're going to need you to be the leader in chief on fighting it. You can't even call Donald Trump a racist. He's giving you everything that you could to say that. It's up to him to disprove that at this point. His rhetoric is racist. You are what you do. You are what you say. You are how you behave. You don't get to say, I behave. Oh, well, if you a sexually assault a woman, you are a sexual assaulter. That's what you are. If you beat your children with objects, you are a child abuser. You don't get to say, oh, well, no, I'm not. Maybe you had a reason. No, you do the thing. You're the thing that the people who do the thing are. So whether you said I did it because I really loved you, that's why I beat your baby, or if you did it because you are a sick individual, at the end of the day, you still did it. And you know what? That young man in Charlottesville who ran over Heather Heyer and could have killed another 12 people who now will never see the outside of a jail cell, in my heart of hearts, I don't think he would have done that if it hadn't been for Donald Trump riling up these idiots. The guy had a mental disorder. I feel like he was, what's the word for it? He was weaponized by all of this crap. So this, and I could throw on top of it Standing Rock, where Elizabeth Warren didn't show up, but Tulsi Gabbard did. How you going to claim Native American? We got a Native American issue that's talked about globally, and you have nothing to say until it's over. You got all these progressive plans, but you still would not back Bernie Sanders. Back when it mattered. Silence is complicity. If you think that Elizabeth Warren, if you believe that Elizabeth Warren is your champion, you don't know what a champion looks like. All right. Now, Bernie Sanders was in Washington, D.C. He gave a speech. Part of that speech, he talked about Medicare for all. And we all know how much I love me some Bernie Sanders talking about Medicare for all. I think it is what we need in this country. I have people in my family who can't even stop working because they need medication. Without that medication, we don't know if they would live. This is serious business. Bernie Sanders takes it to the establishment on the issues of health care and so many other issues. I want you to take a look at this clip and let's have a conversation about, is Bernie Sanders lit? Is he turned up? Is he ready to be the aggressive Bernie Sanders that he's going to need to be if he's going to win this thing this time?
Can you believe that in America today, people are dying because of the high cost of prescription drugs? And today we announce loudly and clearly that we will no longer accept the greed of the pharmaceutical industry. In fact, later this month, on the 28th, I'll be going to Detroit, Michigan, and get on a bus with a number of people who have diabetes. And we are going to be taking that bus to Windsor, Ontario. And in Windsor, Ontario, we are going to buy insulin for 1/10 of the price that diabetic patients are charged in the United States. So today we tell the pharmaceutical industry their greed is going to end, that under Medicare for All there will be a cap on what people will have to pay for medicine, and that we are going to significantly, and underline the word significantly, lower prescription drug costs in America. We are tired of getting ripped off. I am tired of talking with people who are struggling with mental illness in this country, who cannot afford the mental health counseling they desperately need. I am tired of talking and meeting with people whose teeth are rotting in their mouths, but they cannot find affordable dental care. Let me be very honest and tell you what I think many of you already know, that the current debate over Medicare for All has nothing to do with health care. We are not in a debate about which health care system is working well or which is better. Nobody thinks that a system in which 80 million people or more have no health insurance or are underinsured is a good system. Nobody I know thinks that when Americans are paying the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs, that that is a good system. What the debate that we are currently having in this campaign and all over this country has nothing to do with health care, but it has everything to do with the greed and profits of the healthcare industry.
That's the Bernie Sanders I need to hear. That's the type of delivery that I need Bernie Sanders to have. It's a very emphatic, a very grounded, a very present. It's an in-your-face delivery. Unlike some of the deliveries I've heard from Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, I actually feel like Bernie Sanders means what he says. Now, you may not agree with it. Everyone may not agree with it, but that's fine. We need somebody who believes in something besides corporate money and civility for the sake of civility. Bernie Sanders talking about a caravan of American citizens to Canada to get prescription drugs that they can afford. Insulin for diabetics. They can go to Canada, across the border, get it for 1/10 of the price we pay in the United States. If that's not a reason in itself why our system is totally garbage, it's not even garbage anymore. It's toxic. People are literally dying from it, which is how he began his speech, or this segment of his speech. I think that Bernie Sanders is on fire. I think he knows this is his time. When I hear some of these other people who call themselves progressive talk about Medicare for All, I never hear them talk about it with the same passion, the same urgency, the same conviction, deeply held belief that Bernie Sanders talks about it. It's as if he knows this is the solution. You know, when you got that type of certainty, have you ever had that type of certainty, guys, where you're like, oh, I know this is the right thing to do? There's a difference when you know something's the right thing to do. When you know it in your bones, it's like nothing else. There's no other way this could go. This is what I have to do. Now, will I be successful or not? I don't know if I'll be successful. It ain't up to me to know if I'm going to succeed, but it's up to me to know that I believe in it. I feel that way about Bernie Sanders when it comes to Medicare for All and many other issues. You know, who would you rather be with? The person who kind of likes you? Person likes hanging out with you, you know? You think you're cool? Or you want to be with somebody who the sun rises and sets in your eyes? Someone who can't see life any other way than being by your side. Someone who gives it all up. The money, the job, the status, whatever it is. Just to know, just to have you and them together, in it together, forever. That's a marriage, that's a love. That's the way you're supposed to feel. I think you should feel about a war. And this is a war, guys. Make no mistake about it. We're in a war for not the soul of the country. We're in a war for if we're going to have a democracy or not. That's what Joe Biden doesn't understand. Bump your platitudes. We need election integrity. We need Medicare for all. We need higher wages. In fact, we need livable wages. My friend Eli pointed out we need wages that are adjusted based on where you live in the country. $15 an hour is just the beginning, baby. So Bernie Sanders he's on it. It's going to be up to us how much we want it. And we got to help get the word out. So that's what I'm trying to do. Great speech, Bernie Sanders. Keep it up. Our job is to have your back and to push. Let's go. Now, that was a high note, man. We watched Bernie Sanders up there delivering just as much passion and enthusiasm as he was in the Washington Post interview, minus the profanity a couple of times, you know. But still, I felt it. The guy's like, yeah, I'm in it. He's doing it. He's saying, he's speaking from the heart. Well, I got a clip of you on CNN. They had one of those little, panels where it's supposed to be real people who feel a certain way. They bring them in a room. They ask them questions. You and I, we watch it. We get pissed off or we get happy or we get delusional or we get depressed, depending on how stupid or how gullible or racist or backwards or self-defeating some of these folks, real-life folks are, or unknowledgeable about the candidates that they talk about. Well, anyway, here goes the clip. CNN, Van Jones. Watch it and weep.
Battle for Pennsylvania. So it's a must-win, right? President Trump won Pennsylvania by less than a percentage point last time around. And look, you got to pull it off this time, pretty much almost for sure. So how do voters there feel about him right now and those racist tweets? Van Jones was just there today, this morning, and he found out.
Show of hands, who voted for Donald Trump in 2016? Raise your hand. 2. So let me focus on you. 2. Are you planning to vote for Donald Trump in 2020?
Well, I haven't made up my mind yet whether I was going to vote for him or not. I am leaning more towards him than I am the other candidates right now. The economic situation for me and my business is going very well. So that, economics is a big, important issue here.
Gotcha. And what about you?
Yeah, I am. All this far left talk is kind of scaring me when it comes to the border.
So let's just address the elephant in the room. You're like a young black dude with tattoos and stuff. Why you support Donald Trump, given some of his racially inflammatory rhetoric?
Yeah, well, I think so. Look, I mean, I was raised in a conservative family, and I'm in business. I'm a business consultant, and business is great. I don't want to lose that, and I know that, a lot of the rhetoric that comes out of the White House off Twitter is concerning, but putting personal feelings aside, I think that we're having a great economic boom. I mean, people are risking their lives to come here.
How do you size up this whole thing where President Trump comes out and says to these women, go back to whatever country you came from?
It's a man in desperation. He's desperate.
Desperate what?
To be president, the only person he cares about is himself. He rode in on the coattails of Obama. If you think it was any other thing, you believe in the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. That's the way I see it.
I don't believe in the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus.
Almost everyone has a story of being told, go back to your country. And I think that it's kind of like one of the oldest, tricks in the book when it comes to phraseology, maybe outside of the N-word, that comes to mind when you're talking about racist language.
I've had people when I moved into Pennsylvania said, oh, you're a New Yorker. Why don't you go back to New York where you belong? Well, those are just human emotion remarks, and people are frustrated. And they are frustrated, and he's frustrated from the very beginning. They have attacked him, his family, his wife, his kids. It's disgusting. It really is.
I just go back to values. I value treating people with dignity, and if there's anything that is incongruent with those values, then I'm not for that. And so I'm not going to put profit over my values.
You putting your profit over your values?
That would be a yes.
Look, I
that
think
would be a yes.
I think that this go back comment hit a lot of us that support him. It hit a lot of us in the gut, and I think that the president is putting a lot of us in a very precarious situation. I think the president has a base, and he has a far right-wing base, and there's a lot of white nationalists, a lot of racists, a lot of anti-Semites in that base. So what I'm going to do is I am going to have a PR strategy that is going to rile up the base. And so I feel like a lot of us feel like, wow, like where do we fit in, anymore? Are we still welcome in this movement? Are people of color still welcome? So a lot of us are still reeling from that comment. And I will tell you, a lot of my friends that are black conservatives, a lot of them have jumped off the Trump train. They've gone over to Kamala Harris's side. They've gotten involved in her campaign, and also Joe Biden's, certainly here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Oh, that was an incredible conversation.
Yeah.
So he's saying a lot of his friends have gotten off, not just conservative, onto not just off the Trump train, but onto someone else's train.
Other things.
But amazing that he's saying, I'm not sure if I'm welcome here, and if anyone of color is welcome, but he's still voting for him as of now.
Yeah, well, I don't think I understood until I got there the way this thing has landed like a bomb. This for those kinds of Trump voters. Trump voters should basically, he said, look, I'm a business guy. My business is going great. I don't want to change. I'm scared if we go.
I'm an economic voter.
I'm an economic guy. I'm an economic guy, but I'm African American. And this last round has pushed some of his fellow black conservatives away. And so I think we got a lot going on here in these swing states. I want to go back.
Man, that's so embarrassing, man. That's so embarrassing, but it's also very, very illuminating if you really think about it. All right? All right, so let's start from the top. First guy says economics is what's driving him. Economics is driving him to support Donald Trump. He totally made excuses for Donald Trump. He's talking about Donald Trump is getting picked on in the press, and people talk about him and his wife and his kids and his hair. Yeah. That doesn't mean you get to make racist comments to the world. It's lame for people to try to feel sorry for Donald Trump. Donald Trump, Obama's entire presidency, Donald Trump was going after Obama. I don't know how sad you felt for Obama having to deal with Donald Trump, calling him birther, saying he wasn't American, saying he was born in another country, saying he probably didn't graduate from school, he got his degree from the mailbox or whatever. It was just crazy. And did you pay attention to all the stuff they said about Michelle Obama? They said she was a man. Did you see the artwork that was put out there, the racist artwork comparing Obama to apes and all of this stuff, the Obamas? I mean, it's horrific what they did. But of course, our supporter here, all he sees is, people giving Trump a hard time, and then he justifies it. I don't remember Obama making racist comments. I remember Obama telling white people to go back anywhere. If anything, he bent over backwards to try to appease the white conservatives, which is one of the reasons why a lot of progressives don't like Obama's presidency or weren't fond of his presidency. It was too appeasatory, too capitulating to Republicans in order to create some type of weird coalition that obviously did not work. But anyway, then the next guy. Look, I think it's good for people to see a young black guy be just as bad as the old white guy. Yeah, I'm disappointed in him. But hey, it's not a reflection of me any more than that old white guy's a reflection of you, older white guys who are watching. That young black guy who's up there making excuses for Donald Trump, the worst thing about it is he's not even deluding himself that Donald Trump isn't doing racist rhetoric and race. He even defined it. He said Donald Trump's base is full of white nationalists, right-wing, white nationalists, bigots, anti-Semites. And he's playing to that base. He knows, he's like, he sees it. He's not denying what Donald Trump is doing, but he still supports it because at the end of the day, economically, he thinks it's going to be better for him. As if he controls anything that Donald Trump does. See, that type of thinking that somehow you supporting a Donald Trump is going to make your pockets tighter or it's going to make things easier for your business, dude, it's not. It's just not. You're going to succeed or you're not going to succeed. It's not going to come down to Donald Trump being in office. That's the way I've looked at it. I've been trying to make my business succeed. I'm not going to trade in all my values, as the sister pointed out. What'd she say? I'm not going to trade my values in for profits. Yeah, that's because you have ethics. Once again, I'm very glad to see that you got an older white guy, look like he got 20 years on the young black guy, maybe more, and they both have the same mentality. Overlook it, right? Because it's advantageous. The older white guy gave excuses because he don't want to be seen as racist. Black guy didn't even give excuses. He just, I'm a sellout. That's right, I'm a sellout, and that's the way it is. I'm going to support him anyway because my money is going to help my money. And that is low. It's real low, guys. At least the white guy may be delusional. The black guy's not delusional. It's good for you to see it, guys. It's good for you to see it up close and personal. I was I don't know how old, a white lady, his sister, also in there, where she says, to go back to your country phraseology has always been a racist trope that's been used in the United States against brown people. There it is, right there. She said it. It's reality. It's what I said as well. It's just what it is. And to people try to pretend that Trump meant it another way. Yeah, he may have meant it another way for you, but the people he's talking to know exactly what he's trying to say. When are we just going to admit? See, that's when people say Trump brings out the racist, he talks to him. Trump doesn't use like coded language. That's what that was. It's like telling your dog, sick him. Sick him, dog, sick him. What does sick him mean? Ah! You sick the dog on you dumbass. That's what it means. The young man ended by saying that he feels like there's a number of black conservatives. I guess he felt somewhat a dilemma of conscience and incongruity, right? Because the sister called him out on it. Hey, you're picking profit over your values. And then Van Jones called him out on this. Then he had to capitulate, like, well, guys, me and my, a lot of our conservative friends are changing. This whole go back to where you came from line hit us pretty hard, and some of us feel really bad about it. Almost so bad we're going to go vote for Kamala Harris, who's basically a neoliberal, but at least she brown. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Or Joe Biden. It's sad. It's really sad. All right, guys, let me know what you think about it in the comments section. Look, CNN, man, you have the ability to choose people that will tick us off. I know you do it strategically. You must do it strategically. The editing is fantastic to get just the type of comments that makes people go, what the hell is wrong with America? What's wrong with these people? Thank you for having those two ladies on that forum. And that guy. I'm sorry. What about the older white guy who called it all out just before we go? Oh, my God. He said Trump inherited this from Obama. And he did. It was on an upswing before he got in there. The economy was going the right way. Trump may deserve credit for not screwing it up, but it was already going that way. So I appreciate him keeping it real on that. But yeah, Trump giving tax breaks to the biggest corporations, that helps other businesses who do business with those corporations. Just so happens that all Americans do business with corporations. Some of us have a job. And if those corporations don't pass those profits from or those savings on to their employees, well, then you're not going to see any benefit from these guys getting tax breaks. That's the problem. That's the problem. All right. Well, look, guys, tomorrow is Freedom Friday. That's when you get to call up and you get to voice your opinion on any issue that you want to talk about. It's great. You'll be able to call up and talk about the CNN episode or talk about Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders or Tulsi Gabbard or Andrew Yang or Amy Klobuchar. Hell, you can even talk about Cory Booker or John Delaney if you feel it. If you feel the need to sound off about Kamala Harris, do that too. Be here tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The phone lines will be open, and so will the dialogue. I appreciate you guys. Be here. All right, now I want to go check comments from my people, because Freedom Friday, man, you guys get me ready for that every time. I'm checking out these comments, guys. I'm trying to tell you. So Bucks in the house. Rev Marie, thank you, Rev Marie, for contributing the super chat for the show. And Avery Wolf is in the house. He contributed as well. He said, I hope we see fire at the next debate. I hope we see fire too. Like I said, man, it's going to come. Like, it's important. It's important. I think we're going to have a surprise. But I do believe that Kamala is going to be on the hot seat. And we'll see some word salad out of Kamala. But that's what happens. Cheryl, how you doing, Cheryl Tyler? Love your Bernie, love Tim. You're the best one out there for truth telling. Thank you, sister. I appreciate you, Cheryl. I just, you know what? I made my decision that I'm just going to call it like I see it. I won't try to make friends with politicians. I make friends with my audience. I make friends with the people. This doesn't mean I won't be friendly, but it's going to come down to truth telling or getting invited places or anything else. I got to come down with truth telling, man. That's what I got to do, because that's the agreement I have with you guys. And coming from 0 to 100,000, I got there through truth telling. I'm not going to change now. So thank you so much for what you guys do. Remember, you can always email me at TimothyBlackTV.com. I'm sorry, sister. I'm not going to change my opinion on how I feel about these candidates. But know this, whether it's Pete Buttigieg or Kamala Harris or Amy Klobuchar or Elizabeth Warren or whoever it is, if I honestly thought that those people would lead this country in the right direction, I support them. I wouldn't give a damn, because it ain't about playing favorites. It's just I don't believe in them at this point. If they do something to change my mind, then they change my mind. But I don't change my mind because you email me complaining. That's not how it works. And I don't expect you to change your mind because I email you complaining you. What we try to do is provide reasons for why we feel the way we feel. But I'm sorry, man. I don't see it. Somebody wrote me a long thing about Pete Buttigieg. I just don't see it. But he does have people that really strongly feel for him. I acknowledge that you feel very such and such a way when I talk about Pete Buttigieg, but I want you to know I don't care. I just don't care. I can't care. I got to be me, and I got to be real. You understand? Agree to disagree. All right, I'm Tim Black, Tim at TimBlackTV.com. Real Tim Black, Facebook and YouTube, or Facebook and Twitter. Tim Black at Night on Instagram. I love you. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, Dallas Taylor. Dallas says they start giving credit for the economy to Trump the day after the 2016 election. Yeah, they started giving credit. You're right, they did. They gave him credit. Look, anybody out there doing any mental gymnastics to make Trump not appear who Trump is trying to appear. Trump is trying to appear a certain way. He's succeeding. Accept it. You'll be less stressed. Peace.